Hello, I'm Thomas Duane, and welcome to our 8th episode of Titan TV News. For the early part of March, we will take a look at how snow days have affected the school calendar, students, teachers, and the community. There was an assembly held at the middle school called Taylor's Message, and an alcohol awareness seminar sponsored by Pembroke Titans Against Drugs. We were able to capture some highlights of the night. This episode also features our Artist Spotlight, where we interviewed senior art student Katy Evans. We also have our 30 Seconds with Anthony, where he discusses his thoughts on an iconic saying. To finish off the episode will be MJ's Man on the Street segment, where he tested students' St. Patrick's Day trivia. Due to the recent snow days, the last day for students is now June 25th. Also, Friday, May 22nd is now a full day of school. The in-service day for this date has been canceled. Wednesday, March 11th is an early release day. PCMS students will be dismissed at 10:45 a.m. There will be no lunch served. March Madness at Pembroke Middle School on Friday, March 13th from 7 to 10 p.m. The cost is $10 with a family cap of $15. Tickets must be presented at the night of the event. They will not be sold at the door. The middle school park ELA testing will take place on March 31st to April 2nd. Math testing will take place on April 6th to 7th. All school concerts are this month. All Strings Night was last Thursday night. All Band will be held in the gym at the high school on Wednesday, March 11th. The All Band concert will be live on Channel 14 Thursday the 12th. All Choral will also perform in the gym at the high school. Both concerts begin at 6:30. There will be a mandatory Disney trip meeting for all the students attending and their caregiver on Tuesday, March 24th, 2015 at 7 p.m. in the PHS auditorium. The Pembroke School District is now accepting applications for full-day kindergarten for the 2015 to 2016 school year. The deadline is March 27th. The lottery will take place on March 30th. As a result of recent snow days, we have had student progress reports distributed now on Wednesday, March 11th. High school PTO meeting Tuesday, March 10th at 6:30 p.m. in the library. How much has the snow had an effect on Pembroke High School? Let's find out what teachers and students had to say in this segment by Matt Krecky.
I believe to this point in time we have missed 7. I think we had 2, 2, and 3. Might be 6, but I'm pretty sure 7.
I actually come in on some of them as an administrator, unless I decide to take that as one of my vacation days, then I'm coming in. And sometimes I do. It really depends how bad the weather is. But I do a lot of work from home as well. So that's usually what I'm doing on the snow day is I'm working anyways.
It's definitely going to be a challenge, there's no doubt. We're going to have to need about a week of some warm weather to get a melt so we can just get the track and field cleared off itself. Tennis courts, that type of stuff. For tryout week, we have procured the gym. We have some places around town, indoor domes that we can go to. So I'm hoping by April 1st, we're going to have everything going outside, but can't tell with Mother Nature, it's snowing right now.
Yeah, and structurally, there's no question that it's difficult and that it makes things a little disjunct. I like to think that here in the music department, we plan so well in advance that a lot of the times we're starting music for a concert that's coming down the road. Like we might start music for the all-town concerts back in the fall, in the late fall, and working on it in December and January. So I actually feel that we are in fine shape for our concerts. The groups that get hurt the most are our co-curricular ensembles that might meet only one day a week. For example, our men's choir rehearses on Tuesdays, and as you know, many of our snow days hit on Tuesdays, so there was like 4 weeks that we felt we didn't see them. So that's the place that suffers the most is our after-school groups.
I believe that the AP classes, I being one of the people who participate in them, in 4 of them, we're drowning. We're drowning a little bit. Our oxygen tanks are nil. But that's okay, because there are supplementary classes that have been arranged for after school for classes such as statistics, calculus, etc.
I try to get out all the time. I'm an avid snowshoer. I cross-country ski all the time, so I can find a golf course, I'll go cross-country skiing. Snowshoeing anywhere I can. I never try to let it get me down. I'm always try to get out there and enjoy it.
I'm not entirely upset about having to make them up. I've enjoyed the days that we've missed, and they've been fun. And if I have to make them up, it's not a big problem for me.
Usually I shovel, lots of shoveling. I shovel my neighbor's yard because he's old. He can't do that.
I sit at home and I watch Frozen and Brave over and over again. I don't even do that. I just sit there and maybe eat.
It's kind of bad driving
Wise.
Yeah. I really think that the slush is making it so much worse. I took a turn today and it was like, took a huge...
Pulling out of any sort of driveway or street or anywhere, it's basically a guess whether or not you're going to get T-boned, because the snow mounds are like, wow, and our cars are like, wow, and other cars are like, whoosh. So we kind of just, oh no.
I played a lot of Legend of Zelda, so it's looking up for me.
On a more serious note, in early March, Taylor's Message, an alcohol awareness seminar, was held at PCMS. There was a presentation for students during the day and one for parents in the evening. PTAD, Pembroke Titans Against Drugs, sponsored the event. Titan TV was able to get an interview with Taylor's mother and stepfather and talk about the importance of drug and alcohol awareness.
Mrs. Sullivan, Taylor's pretty drunk. We're bringing her home.
Unfortunately, those words were never said, because the judgment and the reasoning of her friends who might have looked out for her were clouded by alcohol. My name is Kathy Sullivan. My 17-year-old daughter, Taylor, went to an underage drinking party in the woods. She was found 3 days later, drowned in 2 feet of water in a swampy river. I'm telling you my story because I don't want one more family or one more community to go through what we went through.
Well, basically, Taylor's Message is all about my daughter, Taylor. She passed away from underage drinking, and the whole point of me and my husband coming to schools is so that kids make healthier choices and make better choices for themselves and their families.
Trying to warn them of the dangers, I was someone that always did the right thing, someone you would never think would get involved in drugs and alcohol, and you just never know, I try to tell the parents, communicate. I try to tell the kids, just because the pill looks harmless, just because your friends are pressuring you into it, stay away from it, because you don't know how it's going to affect you. I didn't think it would take me on a $26,000 a month habit. I didn't think it would almost kill me. And you just got to be careful and communicate and pay attention.
I think the most important part of the night presentation is just to realize that we all have to co-parent together. I think the presentation during the day, I want the kids to get out of it how important they are and how important their decisions are, that they make, the choices that they make affect everyone that they love. Underage drinking is not a rite of passage. That is absolutely the biggest message I can give you. Everybody thinks years ago and now that, kids will be kids, but kids don't have to drink. They can make good, healthy choices for themselves and not have to go through any of this. And, you just never know if you're going to be that one person that it happens to, and it's not worth the risk. There's drinking age 21 for a reason, and you can wait. There's no reason why you can't.
It's really an awareness program. She talks about the mistakes she made, especially with when her daughter got in trouble, not calling her, even though they had the perfect relationship and told each other everything, because she knew if she called or if the friend called, they'd get in trouble. I'm trying to tell parents, communicate, trying to tell the kids, watch out for each other, pay attention to each other, look out for each other, because everybody's got to be in this together.
I've been to Pembroke a few times between the high school and the middle school, and we always feel right at home here. It's a great place.
For this episode of the Artist Spotlight, we spoke with Katy Evans, a senior at Pembroke High School, who gave us thoughtful insight into her creative experiences in her art classes at PHS.
Hi, my name's Katy and I'm a senior at Pembroke High School. I got started with art in elementary school because I had this thing where I was obsessed with getting my art teacher to like me. I like art because it's a way to express yourself with like a deeper meaning behind it than what words can describe. My favorite art medium is probably drawing, because it's like the shade, like a matter of like control, like the shading is easier, but I've also lately really liked more sculpture type arts. I didn't get any art classes until last year. And I got Studio Art 1 for the second half of my junior year. And then this year, I broke the rules a little, and I took Studio 2, which is now turned into my independent study, called Advanced Studio Art. And I take portfolio prep, and I took ceramics. I'd like to say I see art in my future. I'm not exactly sure how. It's not the easiest thing to try to make a job out of. My favorite art project I've ever worked on was my Harry Styles drawing last year. We had to do portraits. I still haven't finished it. But I also really liked basically everything we did in ceramics I thought was really fun. In ceramics, we started out with just like basic pinch pots, and then I made one where like the pinch pot was like the head, and then I like gave it a body, and it was kind of cute. And I made a spoon rest for my mom for Christmas, and right now I'm working on a suitcase type thing to like hold pictures from my trip to London last year. My inspiration for the suitcase was my trip to London. I just thought it'd be a really cute idea for something to hold pictures in. When the suitcase is done, it should have like, I was gonna put like stamps on it, kind of like the same idea as like when people put like bumper sticker type things on their suitcases when they go places. And I thought stamps would be cute because they're like a mini version of that. And I want to try to put leather accents on like the corners, like where like the more like 40s, 50s style suitcases had. The inspiration behind my Harry Styles drawing was Harry Styles. I have a weird obsession with One Direction, so it's pretty simple, self-explanatory. I didn't finish it because it was a grid drawing, and I lost the plastic piece that we were supposed to put over the drawing that we were like imitating, because we did like an enlarged version. And I lost it for a while, and then I found it, and then just I haven't gotten back to it. I'd want to finish it soon, though.
Back again is our 30 Seconds with Anthony, where he gives philosophical insight into the coming month.
Personally, I feel as though, to be honest, well, when I was just a wee lad, pull that thing up. I don't want those, you know? So, I was given a little trivia, information, a little Snapple fact, if you would, that there's a saying going around that March enters like a lion and then exits out like a lamb. So, what does that mean? Well, personally to me, I think that means it comes in with all this heavy snow. There's snowbanks to the left and to my right, up higher than me, and I'm almost like 6 feet tall, 5'10", if you're wondering. Anyway. It enters like a lion with the snow and leaves like a lamb because all of it's gone and it goes down the drain, and then it sees you later and you tuck yourself in and you go to bed. There's snowbanks to the left and to my right.
St. Patrick's Day is around the corner. Let's see how much the PHS student body actually knows about the traditional Irish holiday.
I'm back on with Joe Conley today. Joe, St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner, you know, big holiday here in Massachusetts, so let's do a little trivia for St. Patrick's Day, all right?
Sounds good, sounds good.
All right, first question. The colors of the flag in Ireland are what colors?
Orange, green, and white.
Green,
Yes.
a little bit of probably white,
Yep.
and a little bit of orange. Orange, white, and green.
Green, white, and orange.
A little greens in there.
There's a little bit of green, yep, there's two others.
There's some white.
Yep, and what's the last one?
Orange.
That is correct, good job. Green, orange, and white. Next, what is a shillelagh?
Shillelagh is it's like a stick with like a rock attached to it, kind of like a hammer type tool. Probably a flute, musical instrument.
I'm gonna guess a blanket.
Not really sure, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You know, it's actually a wooden stick or a cane. Maybe an old person would use to walk around. What language is predominantly spoken in Ireland?
English.
English?
Irish?
Irish.
That is incorrect. It is actually English. Irish is not a language.
All right, that's awkward. Well, now like I speak a lot of English, but it's Gaelic though. That's the language.
That's a native language, right? But nowadays, you're right. They speak more English than they do Gaelic. What's the capital of Ireland, Adam?
Dublin. Dublin.
Dublin.
Is it Dublin?
It is Dublin.
Dublin.
I'm gonna go with Dublin.
Is it Scotland?
No, Scotland is another country.
Oh, I got it now. It's Dublin. Is that it?
It is Dublin. You've heard of a 3-leaf clover, you've heard of a 4-leaf clover. Which one's more lucky?
The 4-leaf.
4-leaf clover.
4-leaf clover.
4.
3.
It's actually the 4. The 3 is the more common one, the 4 is the lucky one.
Okay.
Next, so the St. Patrick's Day test is a tournament between the United States and Ireland. What sport is that in?
Golf?
Probably soccer.
I have no idea, to be honest.
Do you have a guess for me?
Is it... I honestly know. I have no idea.
Rugby.
I'm going to guess rugby.
Rugby is right. Rugby's very common over in Ireland, and every year we play them. So hopefully we'll win this year. How many pounds of green dye are dumped into the Chicago River every year to make it green? They turn it green for St. Patrick's Day.
1,500.
5,000.
I honestly have no idea.
Do you have a guess for me? We've had anything from 10 to 1,000 to 20,000.
How many pounds? I'm going to go 40,000.
I'm going to go with 70,000.
23,000.
No, it's not 23,000. It's actually only 40 pounds.
Wow.
And finally, last question for today. So, which state in the United States has the most Irish people living in it?
I would have to say the lovely state of Massachusetts.
The state, not the city.
The state, that is correct.
State. Probably be Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
The one we're in.
Which is?
Massachusetts.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Titan TV News. You can follow us on Twitter or subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Thomas Duane. Stay warm, Pembroke.